Your news for the state of Tennessee in 10 minutes. Tennessee in 10 is made possible by Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development.
Thanks for joining us for Tennessee in 10. I'm Alexandria Adams. We are starting here in West Tennessee, where today jurors could hand down a verdict in the trial against Hernandez Govan. That's the accused mastermind behind the killing of a Memphis rapper, Young Dolph. Well, Govan is accused of conspiring and even planning the rapper's murder, while 2 other men are said to have actually pulled the trigger. The 12-person jury only deliberated for about an hour yesterday before the courtroom was closed for the night. A doctor who took the stand Wednesday said that Young Dolph had a total of 20 gunshot wounds. State prosecutors rested their case after that testimony. Govan chose not to testify.
Friendsville principal Stan Painter is back on the job. This after he was cleared of any wrongdoing in a recent investigation he was at the center of. The sheriff's office started its investigation off of allegations of potential misconduct involving Painter this past Friday. Both the department and the attorney general concluded that the allegations are unsubstantiated. No word on what exactly those allegations were. Now, the Blount County school system says Painter can return as principal immediately. They say he is a highly respected educator with admiration from colleagues, families, and students, and he is a pillar in the Friendsville community.
A Benton County school employee was arrested for inappropriate activity online. We're working right now to learn even more details, but here's what we do know, that they were a maintenance worker at Big Sandy School. They were immediately suspended after their arrest. The district says that there is no evidence suggesting a Benton County student was involved. And Memphis police are now working to figure out when and where a 12-year-old boy was shot. Officers were spotted to a Memphis fire station where the young boy showed up. Well, police say that the boy and his mother were walking into a grocery store when he was shot. He was then taken to the hospital. He's expected to survive. Detectives are working to get more details about the shooting, including the exact location and a possible suspect.
14,000 people in both Monroe and Loudoun counties soon will no longer have fluoride in their drinking water. This after a pretty big vote. This applies to anyone who has Tellico area service system for their water. Fluoride is often placed in water to help people's teeth, but it's becoming under fire across the country and is being removed from many water systems.
If we remove this as a public health intervention, it's going to negatively impact the most underserved populations, those who are uninsured, those who have TennCare but can't find a provider who accepts that insurance.
It's tough to believe any source anymore, so I'm just trying to take it more of a position where people can decide for themselves their own health, their own oral hygiene, and provide their own health as needed.
Again, this impacts about 14,000 people in East Tennessee. The vote to remove fluoride from the drinking water in those 2 counties in the Tellico area service system was passed by a unanimous vote.
An Antioch business was forced to close their doors after a car crashed inside. It happened Tuesday. All right, look at this damage here. It was left behind in Sam's Euro store. The owner saying that he believes a customer accidentally reversed into that restaurant. The impact causing a fire, damaging furniture, and even some of those appliances. The ceiling caved in as well.
She started driving. Maybe she has somebody to learn how to drive. That happened because if somebody has experience, is nothing happened like that one. Thank God, because nobody hurt. The very good thing, thank God, nobody hurt. But anything will be okay.
Well, first responders were able to salvage most of that building. It's unclear at this point if the driver will face any charges. Sam's Euro, though, that restaurant will be closed for the foreseeable future, so repairs can be made. All right, a cool down throughout the state, and we are also excited. First Alert meteorologist Stephanie DiPietro is tracking it all out.
And I think you're noticing it, Alexandria, right away today. You'll continue to notice that through the weekend into early next week as well. Cloud cover will break for sunshine as we head through the afternoon. Notice many more 80s on the board for today. Just a couple of spots that'll work their way near 90. Isolated rain shower out in East Tennessee. Most of us, though, will end up staying dry. Overnight tonight, we'll have some fog develop by tomorrow morning. Many of us will wake up in the 60s to near 70 in the afternoon tomorrow. Again, a shower will move through parts of southeast Tennessee, maybe near Chattanooga, out to Knoxville, the Cumberland Plateau, out in Middle Tennessee as well. 80s to near 90 once again for our Friday. Look at temperatures over the next few days. We'll sit around 90 this weekend, but the humidity is backed off quite a bit already. Monday's when we really get that big drop in the temperature, and that cool down will stick with us, Alexandria, all the way way through next week and into next weekend.
You know, it has been so hot this summer, and especially over these past few days, and it's putting a lot of stress on the electrical grid right now. The Tennessee Valley Authority saying that they've reached a high peak demand Tuesday with more than 32,000 megawatts, and that's the highest demand so far this summer. It actually surpasses the previous peak of nearly 31,000 megawatts. That happened on June the 30th. And Senator Marsha Blackburn is spearheading a new federal investigation right now into the abortion pill. She and 2 other Republican senators are now asking the Department of Justice to investigate if manufacturers lied about their safety and efficacy. More than 5 million women have taken mifepristone over the last 2 decades. Federal data showing that the death rate is extremely rare, with a one out of a million chance. Well, doctors saying it's safer than some other common low-risk drugs like penicillin or even Viagra, with the senators behind the effort saying this can cause some serious adverse effects.
Well, they often say that practice makes perfect, and that came true for the Tennessee National Guard recently after they rescued an injured hiker. It happened at a time when, about Wednesday, crews were sent to the Smokies to save that injured hiker. It could be somebody's worst day, but the guardsmen came to the rescue. They did it all in about an hour and a half, too. They say the quick and swift actions don't happen overnight. It actually takes hours of training for them to make sure they can do things like this.
We'll make up our own missions out in our own training areas that are in the same area with differing altitudes, differing vegetation. We will do hoists with dummies, with our medics, with our crew chief. We will send crews out to a high altitude training site in Colorado, so we'll get used to using our actual aircraft, and altitudes are sometimes double the highest altitude here.
They say all that hard work pays off, especially when they can get somebody out of a dangerous situation like they helped this gentleman out of. They could not give us his exact condition. They say they had to stay pretty tight-lipped on this, but they say he seemed pretty happy once they were able to get him out. From the WVLT Newsroom, I'm Will Puckett. Now back to you.